Hello everyone, I'm Chai, and today we are going to talk about the cross-cultural challenges of Chinese women operating business in the Thailand. And first of all, let me introduce the two countries and what different between two countries. China is a country with a long history, a vast land, abundant resources, and rich culture, covering more than 9 million square kilometers. And the capital is Beijing. Official language is Chinese. When people talk about China and its people, they tend to think of it as a country where people live the same. But in fact, China has 56 different nations and different ethnic groups, speak different languages. The so-called Chinese most of the time actually refers to Mandarin, which is the universal language advocated by the central government. Mandarin is also the only legal language used for teaching. Therefore, in theory, everyone in China can speak Mandarin. Also, not everyone can speak Mandarin fluently. And government in China is People Republic. Population is we have 1.395 million people. Is until 2019. Currency we use yuan, renminbi, and religion we have Buddhism, Taoism, and Christianity. And our cultural influence is Chinese and foreigner. Since China had different people and different nations, there can barely be a single and unanimous voice of opinion. You must consider where he or she comes from and from which regions, which classes, which ethnicity, etc., and so on. And next is country Thailand, and the capital is Bangkok. Official language is Thai. Government is monarchical parliamentary system, and population have 69.43 million people, and is until 2019. And currency is Thai bonds. Religion is the main religion is Buddhism, and cultural influence is Lao, Thai, and Malay. From these two countries, there is also a big country gaps between Thailand and China, such as the differences in etiquette, food, culture, education, and political and religious differences.
Hello, I will talk about Chinese women's market in business. According to Mastercard, the internet shows that the proportion of female entrepreneurs in China is as high as 30%, ranking 8th in the world. According to the data, 60% of Chinese women and 64% of Chinese men started business to pursue business opportunities in the market. Where Thai women are the main labor force, their status has also been promoted. According to statistics, about 14% of business management in Thailand includes women. On the whole, the Thai country is a lot more relaxed than in other countries. People may ask you a lot of questions that you might think are personal, but it is just a way to get to know you better, to build a successful business relationship in Thailand. You will need to be open and upfront. Before Thai people will agree to do business with you, they will want to first develop a personal relationship with you. They need to be able to trust you and relate to you. Your first meetings may involve more dining and entertainment than talk about the business. Be personable by talking about things that interest your Thai business contacts and show secret interest in their lives. Like many ancient countries, Thailand respects hierarchies and most people have a great respect for their days. People will want to try to determine where you fall in this hierarchy so that they can give you the proper respect. In Bangkok, business attire is more formal and conservative than in other parts of country. Dark shirts are usually acceptable and more expected than braids. Vibrant colors stick to gray and bronze size black is only used as veneer. Business women sometimes use more color than their male counterparts, but women should avoid bright red. We should pay attention when dealing with ties. Do not pass objective over a person's heart or touch their head or hair. Thai people consider the hand sacred and this action and considers this respectful. When giving gifts or handing something to someone, use both hands. Passing something to someone one hand can be considered unsafe.
Hi everyone, I'm going to talk about the two theory in two different countries. In China, we use theory Z, and in Thailand, we use theory X. For the theory Z approach, theory Z stress the need to help workers become generalists rather than specialists. It views job rotations and continual training as a means of increasing employees' knowledge of the company. Its process while building a variety of skills. Its process while building a variety of skills and abilities, since workers are given much more time to receive training, rotate through jobs, and master the intricacies of the company's operations. Promotions tend to be slower. So for the people, people of Series Z, they prefer more time to training to get the skills to work. So it will cost time to training the employee to get the skills. For the Series X approach, Series X assumes that people dislike work and must be conquered, controlled, and directed toward organizational goals. Furthermore, most people prefer to be treated this way so they can avoid responsibility. Work is inherently disgustful to most people, and they will attempt to avoid work whenever possible. So for the Series X, those people, they always try to avoiding to work. They don't have passion on any work. They don't want to take any responsibility from the work.
Next, I will talk about business women's rhythm of work in China and Thailand. In China, the rhythm is fast, blended with great work pressure and fierce competition, and work hard for the bonus. In Thailand, the rhythm is slow, the stress-free, and they don't pay attention to the work hours and are often late because of their living habits. Their lifestyle is slowly. It's different than China. Most people need to somebody to control them. And according to Trump's framework and the model of culture, we can see that Chinese and Thailand business women are totally different. In the model of culture, it have 8 different points. The first point is time focus. According to the chart, we can see that uh, Chinese businesswomen are in the middle of the monochromic and polychromic, and Thailand businesswomen are more tend to monochromic. Chinese businesswomen they have their long-term development. And the second is time orientation. About this point, Chinese businesswomen were more tend to the future, and Thailand businesswomen were more tend to the past. Chinese businesswomen have their long-term development, looking to the future, and Thailand businesswomen settled in the present state and completely the work that they should complete. And the next part is space. The Chinese businesswomen are more public and the Thailand businesswomen are more private. And about the power, the Chinese businesswomen are more hierarchy and the Thailand businesswomen are more equality. Because China and Thailand are almost the same, the leadership is everything. Must complete leadership roles, especially women in the work. Next part is the structure and competition. Chinese businesswomen are good at asking questions and cooperating with others, while Thailand is doing its own work independently. About communication, Thai people have rich facial expressions in conversation, while Chinese people are more reserved. And in action, China and Thailand are almost the same. They will accomplish what they are required to do, and rarely they don't do the extra work. And next, according to model of culture, we drawing this chart. It shows that Chinese businesswomen are totally different from Thailand businesswomen. Chinese businesswomen are in average development in this mode, while Thai businesswomen pay more attention to family and life, as long as they finish their own work. Although there are many differences, but Chinese businesswomen and Thai businesswomen can do their job well and take care of their families. There are a lot of prejudice against businesswomen in this society. So we hope that we can face up to businesswomen who are no worse than men and can finish their job well.
Okay, I'm Ilk. I will introduce the following difference between Chinese and Thai. For example, Chinese, more reserved and introverted, more independent. But Thai, more emphasis on interpersonal communication, acting spirit. But cultural difference bring more behavioral difference. For example, when you work in Thailand, it may be just because you touched the head of a Thai colleague that he hates you, or if you come to the room without slippers, the colleague may hate you too. You may feel that there is nothing wrong, because in China, it's more to touch your hand when express affection. But it's important and disrespectful to touch someone's hand in Thailand. So, how to reconcile? Okay, reconciliation process. First, understand the problems caused by cultural difference. Then, looking for common interests or goals. Third, make appropriate respect and concessions. Finally, to reach an agreement and keep it. Okay, since the world has various cultures, the distinction between different cultures is obvious too. Such cross-cultural communication sometimes can be difficult. They originated from misunderstanding, discrimination, or merely unfamiliar with other cultures. The influence of such misunderstanding are usually negative. For instance, negotiation with foreign partners may be prevented due to lacking of revenge knowledge of their culture. Then what can we do to decrease, if cannot eliminate, such misunderstanding? First and foremost, it's fundamental to get in touch with different cultures so as to know more. We can take advantage of network, as well as magazines and other materials to master more knowledge of other cultures. In this age, cross-cultural communication is inevitable, so it's important and necessary to take part in such attempts and communicate effectively.